Supercar Barn. What is this? I want to know which one you guys would take. Koenigsegg, Lamborghini Reventon, P1 GTR, the Murcielago, Ford Focus. Thank you for proving my point, young man. VIP treatment.
806 brake horsepower.
Kenny was right. Yes. R32 GTR. Lamborghini colour. Not for me. MX-5 over Civic any day. Favourite car someone wants one. Race car by you.
Nissan 350Z.
Start at the GT12.
Hello world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to 50 Supercar Barn.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, first time.
Now we've been invited down here today with TeamPH and we managed to sneak the Civic in too.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, what is 50 Supercar Barn? 50 Supercar Barn offers a unique dining experience by incorporating an American-inspired diner within a supercar storage facility. Whether you visit for a freshly prepared meal or simply want to enjoy the view of some of the world's most unique supercar/hypercars, 50's welcomes you. With a nicely varied food and drink menu, there's plenty of reasons to revisit. I can personally recommend the full breakfast bat with hash browns, really hit the spot. And what better view to have for your breakfast? With a constant change of cars in storage, you never know what you'll be greeted with, so let's take a look at what's here today. Let's start off big.
Now, what is this? Because I haven't got a clue. I know it's a Lambo.
On the way down,
I'm not very good with super and hypercars.
I was trying to explain to him.
Yeah.
So this, for those that don't know, is a Lamborghini Reventon. Now, without getting too nerdy, they only made 21 of these things. They listed the 20, marked them all from 1 to 20, and the Zeros Supercar they've actually put straight into the Lamborghini Museum.
That's crazy. And this is one of the 20 that's out.
And that's just like, you need to comprehend that there's 21 of these ever built. One of them stuck in a museum. We've got one right here that we could touch. I'm not going to because we respect cars.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy being this close. And what I said to Kenny, as soon as we came in, you see photos of these things, you cannot tell how aggressive the lines are.
It's just mad, isn't it? One thing I do want to point out, what you did mention as well, compared to obviously the Murcielago, which was before, the Aventador, this has got telltale sales.
Yeah, now Lamborghini tend to do, with their sort of flagship V12s, they always tend to do a special edition car that hints to what the next big one is going to be.
It's awesome.
And as you can see, there's loads of hints of Aventador in
Ford
this.
Focus.
And yeah, a little, as Matt Armstrong's covered recently, these are actually off a Ford Focus, which is crazy. You can, Lamborghini charge something like 300 quid. You can get them on eBay for above $399.
I was going to say, I changed them on my Mondeo for less than 20 quid. So yeah.
So that is an incredible car and incredibly rare. Oh yeah, very quickly, going back to what you said about the Murcielago, again, getting a bit nerdy, that is basically a rebodied Murcielago LP640. So it is special because it's rare, but it's basically, if you want to get one, just buy a Murcielago, it's cheaper. Speaking of nerdy, I just realised probably you should say 6.5 litre V12. I think that it's 640, so it's going to be around over 600 horsepower for those that want to know. Four-wheel drive and carbon on the wheels, the carbon inlays, which is absolutely nuts. Right then, McLaren P1, and not just any P1, an actual P1 GTR. What engine? I know I always forget the size of the engine. It's a twin turbo V8. Now these things, 903 horsepower, something like that, with the assistance of an electric motor, 900 newton meters of torque, and you're pushing what, 1,400 kilos, I think it is?
I thought I had a big wing.
Yeah, that is. And again, the main difference with the P1 GTR, as you can probably tell, the P1 road car is pretty insane, but the aero on the GTR is one of the main things that differentiate. I mean, it is a track car. People have converted them.
Yeah.
There's a company that converts them so you can drive them on the road. But
I don't think I'd want to.
No, I wouldn't want to drive this anywhere. So you've got the wing, everything, like you said, everything on this is designed to be functional. I was just going to get to that, what Kenny just pointed out. Even parts you're never going to see. It just shows that this car is pure function. There's carbon in there holding the fan in.
It's
carbon
mental.
fibre holding the fan in. And another little bit of nerdy thing, that's basically the McLaren logo. That's a hint to the McLaren logo.
Wow, you are a nerd.
I really got to get
really
up
interesting. No, honestly.
And again, well, I think a lot of people don't realise this whole car, I mean, it's a carbon tub, which essentially means all of this, your chassis, is carbon fibre.
It's mental, isn't it? Absolutely.
So we are talking proper race car stuff. Now, this is almost the original Koenigsegg. I think that the original was the CC8S or the CC8.
CC8, yeah.
This is the CCR. I keep getting confused. First of all, the colour is bonkers. And another point Kenny made, well, I said, look how, that's a good reference, how low this car is. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was looking at you, another wall.
Right, sorry. Are you checking the wall out? Yeah,
it literally comes up to your hip. And as Kenny said, you probably can't tell from the video, this thing is so incredibly wide. That is a standard UK number plate, and you've got all of that That is just crazy.
It's just a wedge, isn't it?
My knowledge on these isn't fantastic, but I believe the 4.7 V8 was based on, I think this is before they started using their own engine, so it was actually based on a Ford engine.
Oh, right. But
correct me if I'm wrong, please, but...
What sort of power is it?
800, that's another one, 806 brake horsepower. It's just over 800 horsepower. And this thing, if I remember right, is about 1,200 kilos.
Ah, wow,
1,200, that's about the weight of the Civic with 800 odd horsepower. So that would be a scary amount of power. But again, even for back in, I don't know when these were released. Probably like 2008, was it?
I would say early 2000s, maybe.
But the little design cues and stuff like that. I wonder if you can sort of gauge how wide this flipping thing is. But again, I'm sure most of you all remember the Top Gear episode with the original Koenigsegg. It might have been a CCR actually, where the Stig spun it.
Yes.
And they redesigned it for the spoiler, which I'm guessing is why they're there.
That's right.
Carbon bits, of course. The exhaust. Crazy. I absolutely adore it. This is the definition of hypercar.
I take this over the P1.
I'm only shocked because I would say the exact same.
Yeah.
I am going to ask Kenny a very difficult question after this. Of all these cars, we're going to see which one me and him would take, and I want to know which one you guys would take. And what I mean is, one opportunity you get to take it for the drive, so have a little think about that. So we have just had a quick chat with Dan, the legend who manages this entire place. And this is why we love meeting people like this. He's just given us VIP treatment. What? Have a look. Oh, what's the carbon? Let's have a look inside a P1 GTR. Oh my God. That literally hit me in the feels then. This is insane.
That's nuts.
As we mentioned before, obviously a full carbon tub, but it's all exposed. I mean, this is just the pinnacle of race car.
The door and everything. Love all the carbon. Even the seat.
Go and have a look. Sorry, I jumped in the way. But even the way the door opens, I mean, it's a race car, but look at the fit and finish on everything.
It's the steering wheel. I didn't think I was waiting, for something to click onto it.
Yeah. While we're stood here. Sorry, that door is insane. You can literally see even the doors on this thing are functional. So as I've said, Dan, the man, is really giving us some VIP treatment. So what he's done for us now, as well as the P1 GTR, he's opened up the Koenigsegg. Now, I don't know a great deal about these, so this is why I wanted to get you on camera. So first of all, thank you so much, man.
Welcome.
I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Do you want to give us a quick run through of how special this car is?
Sure, absolutely. It was a car that at its time wasn't that popular. Only 14 were made.
Yeah, you're right.
5 were right-wheel drive.
5?
Yeah,
oh my
only
God.
5. This is what Koenigsegg call racing green, which is quite a bold colour.
Interesting choice, isn't it? Then you want to be seen in this car, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's still got its original wheels on, iconically as well. Worth having a look at those at some point.
No, they are Koenigsegg wheels, yep.
Yep. So it's a 6-speed manual in here.
Do you know what? I meant to ask. I thought they were, but I wasn't 100%.
Yeah,
Looking at the shifter. Manual.
Wow. The car that basically beat the Mclaren F1 for the land speed record.
That is incredible.
We're talking about 806 brake horsepower, 900 newton meters of torque in 2004, which is big numbers now.
Yeah,
so you can imagine at the time how big it was.
That is incredible. Because what is it? Is it 4.7 V8? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, 4.7. So they got the V8 in the back. Obviously,
rear-wheel drive.
They've always kept the V8. It's only now in their modern, the Gamera, that they're going away from the V8.
Right, okay, I didn't know that.
And the electric motors that they have with them as well.
Yes,
but iconic car. They kept the same design on the doors, same design on the roof that gets stored in the front.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Really cool car.
Thank you. So, do you want to shut the door for just for the people that haven't seen
no
it?
problem.
Because I always forget what they call it, but that is such a Koenigsegg feature.
Sure.
So that is incredible. Now, a few details with the P1. I don't know how much you know about the P1. Am I right in saying there's about 900 horsepower?
Yeah.
And obviously the biggest thing with the GTR is it's a race car, the aero and things like that.
Absolutely. So again, we're talking about limited numbers. The P1 in general was limited.
Yeah.
They did only 40 GTRs.
Oh, wow, okay.
Similar to that of the Aston Martin Vulcan, this can be converted road legal.
Yes, which is bonkers.
Cost.
So this is technically a race car. This thing in front of us is a race car.
100%. Yeah, it'll beat everything here on the track for sure.
It's insane.
And the startup is significant. What's really McLaren are renowned for having difficult locations for their batteries. If you look on the back of this, the trickle charger is significant. It's massive.
Oh, right, okay.
If that was to go flat, we're looking at between 80 and 100,000 pounds to replace it. They don't make that unit anymore. So
what?
It's quite significant. We constly check this one to make sure it's on track.
I don't believe. I wouldn't want to be in charge of this thing. That's for sure.
Yeah, but again, cool car.
Well, I gotta say, man, thank you very much for taking the time. And I think,
problem.
Are we gonna get a start up? Did you say?
I'll give you a little start up with the GT12. Yeah.
Oh, wicked. Oh my God.
it started.
I'm not surprised.
That's insane.
Oh, we do. This is why we love getting VIP treatment. Dan started it up just for them, just for us. Dan, you are a legend. I literally, do you know when you said loud, I wasn't expecting to jump. So very quick details, Dan was just saying to us, this is an Aston Martin GT12. This is Dave, the owner's car, one of his many cars. The biggest difference with this, 6-litre V12, they've put the titanium exhaust. Now Dan said, oh, it's going to be pretty loud. I guarantee it won't pick up my camera, but that thing was pretty loud. And it's even drawn a crowd, look at that, rightly so. Now, thankfully, we've just had a catch up with Dave, the owner of 50's Supercar Barn. So first of all, Dave, thank you so much for taking the time for chatting with us. I'm running through your cars because we've just found out that these 3 cars actually belong to Dave.
That's insane, but we didn't even recognise the number plates.
No, I mean, that kind of gives it away now that we've mentioned it.
Yeah.
But some really interesting things he was saying. The GT12, like I said, 6-litre V12. Really interesting thing with this, you might be thinking, wow, that's a crazy colour. Now, he was saying, he's the second owner of this. Now, the first owner, when he spec'd the car, he wanted a light green, but Aston Martin didn't do a bright green. So this is actually Verde Mantis, which, yes, is a Lamborghini colour.
It's insane, isn't it? It's because it's in here. If it was out in the light, you'd see the gold fleck in it.
Yes.
So,
but that's when you know you've made it, when you can go to Aston Martin and say, I want you to do my car in a Lamborghini green, and this is the outcome. So Dave, we've got to say, fantastic taste. I did want to pester him about the F8 because that's not usually my cup of tea, but that thing is absolutely beautiful.
The colour as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the colour really does it for me. The contrast against the yellow is beautiful. And another thing, when we walked in, I will admit, I thought, oh, 2 very similar cars. No. Dave just informed us. Naturally aspirated. What size engine did you say this was?
That's the V12 5.2 litre twin turbo.
5.2?
6 litre naturally aspirated.
5.2 V12 twin turbo. That is the difference with these cars. Naturally aspirated twin turbo. And he just said the driving experiences are completely different. This is why I love cars.
I know. Totally different.
So moving on, we move on to one of the first of many Aston Martins. And I was just saying to Kenny,
Nissan Z.
Oh, it's a 350Z.
Yeah,
Sorry,
pretty much.
my
That's
bad.
what it is, yeah.
We're getting bad at this because I was going to say the only thing I know about this is it's a Zagato design because of the rear end.
Yeah, that's what the Z is then.
Yeah.
ZZ.
ZZ. But apart from that, you guys will probably tell us, what is this? The one thing I do really appreciate, that is carbon fibre. That is like a maroon carbon fibre,
It's lovely,
which
isn't it?
is
That is
crazy.
a really nice touch.
And you pointed out the diffuser
The
and
rear
everything.
balance, it's nice.
That is crazy. That's all carbon.
Those lights, I really like them lights. It's very Ferrari though, isn't it?
It is actually, yeah. Well, Zagato is, I'm assuming, Italian. So it must be an Italian thing.
Like
but they look, do you know, like back in the 50s when they tried to do futuristic stuff?
Yeah,
I imagine that's what the 50s thought futuristic lights would look like. Now, this, I've had many a conversation with people about this. I have a real soft spot for the original R8. I would take an original R8 over the brand new one.
I think you nailed it earlier. You said it's more elegant.
Yeah.
It's a lot more, the flow is a lot better with the car, it's a lot neater, it's a lot
The way
more
I see it
stylish.
is, this is Audi trying to be Audi. It's not trying to be anything. It's not trying to be a Lamborghini. It's not trying to be a hypercar. It's an Audi. It's just an elegant, smooth Audi. Sorry, just keep walking away from me.
You can get these for your TT as well, so it makes it basically an R8.
Oh yeah,
I've seen a lot
well,
of people
that's
do
probably
that.
cheaper. Yeah,
Sorry.
That's more accelerated advice. Please don't listen to us.
Sorry,
Another one I'm looking forward to talking about. Probably going to get a lot of hate for. This is the new Ferrari Roma.
I thought it was in the Aston by the look of it.
That was that was my point straight away. You put this down to the next to the DB11 or whatever it is, or even that one.
Look at the rear quarters
Yeah,
and the door handle. Position.
to me, I know it's a GT car, but to me, Ferrari have lost the. I know they're going in a different route design-wise,
Yeah, it
but it's
sucks.
just yeah.
I'm sorry, it does. It's
I know-
not as wow. Ferrari used to be like check that
Exactly.
out.
And you said it's too practical. They're going very practical. That's not what Ferrari's not about.
We
but-
don't want a practical Ferrari. We want something nuts.
Yeah. If you want a GT car, I get it. I get that people demand certain
Want a
things. You
GT
want
car? Buy
luxuries.
a Bentley.
Exactly. Yep. I completely agree
Sorry,
with you on
that's
that.
my
Chris.
opinion.
And again, if you agree or disagree, let us know, because I've got a feeling we're going to start a few debates with this.
I think I'm going to get a bit of hate, but then that's my opinion.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you can't have an opinion on the internet. You're either right or
No,
wrong.
innit? How dare I?
Next up, Porsche Cayman. Now, this is always an interesting one with Kenny, because
like
he
this.
wanted one. He really looked into buying one, and I think you still want one.
I will have one day.
Yeah.
I bought the TTRS instead of the Cayman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Wanted something a bit more tunable.
I've got to say, I've always preferred the original Boxster, but this, as a Cayman, that looks really smart.
It's nice,
I don't know if
isn't
it's just the way the lights are hitting it, but it's good. This is a good Porsche have done a great design of modernising the Cayman. I like that.
Doesn't seem to slope as much as the older design. I don't know if it's the colour or what.
It's more like a 911, I think.
That's right, exactly what I was just going to say.
Speaking of 911s, we've got one here. Now, what I was about to say is, they could have at least washed it, but what I do like, it's a 911. You can drive these every day. That's what they were built for. And the owner of this clearly does that. And he's clearly like me, because I hate cleaning my cars and I never do.
It's like Sean, my friend, has got one of these. He's got the 4S wide body.
That's right,
which we'll be getting soon. I know it's nearly done, so Sean, pull your finger on me.
Our first Porsche on the channel, I think.
Yes.
But again, I know it's a 997. My favourite sort of the 993, but there's still hints of 993 in these, so I do quite like them. Again, subtle. It's not trying to be a GT3 RS. It's not trying to be a Lamborghini.
But these are like, you can use them every day, can't you?
Yes, you literally can, yeah.
Well, that's more of a Aston to me.
Yes, absolutely. That, in that colour, I respect when people buy cars like this and buy them in black.
Vanquish S Ultimate, the carbon.
Oh, wow, well, I just noticed, it's carbon on black really does hit different, and that whole section there is carbon. Again, don't know much about them. This is obviously a Vanquish, so I'm assuming it's a V12.
Yes, it is. I think it's got on the side, yes.
Vanquish S, so that's got some presence.
It's nice. That's got a bit of class, haven't it?
Class, that's the word, and that's why you buy an Aston.
Diamond stitch leather.
Do you know, one year, Aston was voted one of the coolest, or what if not the coolest brand on earth.
Oh, right.
And this is clearly one of the reasons why. One of my favourite cars here. Look at that. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan on the carbon things there, because you're going to catch that on something, and you.
Or step on it.
Or step. It'd be easy to change your wiper blades, just stand on there. But no, I always had a soft spot for the Murcielago. Any flagship V12 Lambo does it for me.
Jay painted the wheels as well.
Oh yeah, Jay. He's done a Jay special on the wheels. You can see the glitter there. Another one that's really grown on me. I was never a fan of these when they first come out. The colour's a bit wacky as well. But the McLaren 720S, these are just supposed to be mental. You're talking like 700 horsepower and something that, again, I imagine weighs like 1,200 kilos.
Yeah, hang on. Forget all this crap. Turn around.
Whoa, look at this race car over here. We will get to that in a minute. I want to do a proper little walk. It's not worthy yet. I know a car, guys. I don't even know what this is. Is this a DB11?
It's an Aston. There we go. Right, I don't know what it is.
That's all we can do for you guys.
The thing I really, really like about this, though, is the colour. Look at the fleck and the metallic. It's so deep.
As soon as we came in, Kenny said that.
I love that.
That's how you can tell a quality paint job. The depth, again, the camera's not going to pick it up, but the depth is insane. And the colour itself, I've got to say, that's a lovely colour for an Aston Martin, for a classic car. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know, not for me. Yeah, another Nissan 350Z.
We're going to get kicked out. You keep talking like that. So we got another Aston Martin. The one thing I absolutely love, green over tan. I think it's a beautiful colour combo. I do
actually like this one. It's really cool with the wedge back and stuff. It's different, you know.
Very British colour combo. And I do believe it's a shooting brake, they call it. Another Zagato design. But that whole roof is carbon. And look at the way, just like Kenny said, the back end on these.
Once again, crazy. Ferrari though, innit? It reminds me of one of the Ferrari models.
Like the FF or the one that replaced the FF.
Yeah, the FF. What's G? The FG. We'll call it the FG. This is after the SF.
Right, I think we got to get out of here.
I told you I don't know anything about these. Sorry.
Yeah, we know more about DC5s, EP3, stuff like that. That's all new to me. Now this is more our sort of generation.
I like this. I really, really like the DB9.
Again, the colour. And again, they've done a really good job of modernising it, because the older one, I think the original DB9 looks old now.
Yeah, it does.
But this,
I really, really
even in that colour, really works.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Someone wants one. Right, first sort of modified car then, I think.
Ooh.
Now, again, I don't know much about these. Is it the S550? I don't know. Anyway, someone will correct me, but the Mustang, and that does look, that generation, I will say, again, this does a lot more for me than the newer ones do. Because this, I imagine, would be an absolute handful to drive, which is what I expect from...
Side pipes.
See, yeah, I would take this over a new one any day. Another Ferrari. Now, this is a cool one, F12. And it was either this one or the A12 that Clarkson said is actually too much power. Clarkson actually openly said that this thing has too much power.
That's not like him.
Exactly, that's how you know these things are absolutely crazy. Once again, I respect it in that colour. A Ferrari that isn't red has always got my approval. Although they do look great in red.
Nothing wrong with Ferrari red.
Yeah. Ferrari red sucks. We'll get to that in a minute. But again, the F12, I didn't realise how big these cars were.
It's huge, isn't it?
It's crazy. Now, as we said in the intro, we've been invited down by TeamPH, UJ, good as gold. Thank you again, man. Always looking after us. So this is the man himself. His beautiful R35 GTR. Repping, I gotta say, UJ, you should be proud of that, man.
That's awesome.
That's cool. So, yep, UJ's R35. Again, like the colour. Unfortunately, it is just a sea of grey in this place.
We did say that from upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were stood up there. That is where you can have food, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this car wears this colour well. It's quite subtle.
Does.
Moving on, we've got another Cayman, so we won't bore you guys too much with it, but I do love when people modify cars like this.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it?
Yeah, love that wing and the exhaust. Yeah, we like that. And it's a manual. Respect.
Nice.
Now we got the huge, again, I don't think you'll see how big it is. What is that?
That is huge.
X5, I'm assuming?
X5M?
X5M. And UJ was telling me before, this is a special one. This is completely factory. It's a very limited run, and I can't remember. UJ, I hope you forgive me, man.
Stuff, yeah.
But no, he did say this is a very special one, and I was shouting at Kenny.
You're taking a thing over here. I was like, I don't know.
I thought it was motion censored.
You're going to wave.
Another interesting one. I actually got to experience one of these on our road trip. So 370Z Nismo. So UJ just said to us, thank you very much, dude. He's just informed us it's a black Vermilion edition.
Vermilion?
Only 50 ever made, and this was the 50th. So this is the last one ever produced. This is going to be worth a couple of quid.
Oh, definitely.
So back to the 370 Nismo Zs. I actually got to experience Phil's one. So thank you very much, Phil. I got to jump in there as a GT car. They are brilliant. The noise on them is great. So these things, they are very pretty, and I'm sure you'll agree, they look so much more modern than the 350.
Oh, they do. They really do.
The 350s are the best cars ever, but you know. Run away! But in black, again, with the red accents, repping TeamPH, that is cool. Another GTR, it's almost like Nismo colours. You've got like the pearl white with the red accents. I do like it in white.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's only because there's a Ferrari pack next to it.
It is very much a Ferrari.
Right, cuz, let's talk about this. No, I'm just kidding. So this is obviously Kenny's 282 brake, the Accelerate, naturally aspirated EP3 in not Milano red.
No.
Like everyone thinks.
It's Ferrari Rosso.
It is Ferrari Rosso, so this is a Ferrari colour. We were hoping there was another Ferrari here.
Yeah. But
there's not.
Never mind.
Not in this colour anyway.
I'll be the only one, I don't mind.
Yeah. And it's incredible. We are in a warehouse with hypercars, multi-million-pound cars, and the attention at this car area. Thank you for proving my point, young man. It's getting just as much attention, if not more, than most of that. Is awesome. Sorry, you should be proud of that.
I am. It's a nice feeling.
Something that we built from factory. Granted, you put more work into it, but we've built this together. It's such a good feeling. Oh yeah, you put all the money. All right, I'll let you have that. Kenny put all the money, and I was just there for emotional support. We won't talk too much because if you want to see it, just go on the channel. There's millions of videos on this thing. Now this may look familiar to you guys. Elliot's DC5. Yes, we have featured this on the channel. First feature we did in 2022, I believe.
Yeah, it was. So you're right there. Yeah.
Starting 2022 with a bang, because this thing. Again, you look at it, you think, oh, it's pretty standard, but all the mods he's done underneath you can't see, and it just makes the driving experience.
He has an map now, hasn't he, since the feature, so I think he has got a little bit more power.
So as well as an indoor sort of unit, warehouse sort of thing, there is outdoor parking for public, and obviously we've got the club repping just here, so we'll have a quick walk around. Obviously I'm drawn to this, even though it's not a Mark 1, MX-5 over Civic any day.
Yeah, right.
RS3 in the corner, and one of our favourite EP3s with his latest modification. Yes, respect. But these in black. You were looking at a black one, weren't you?
I was going to buy the black one, yeah.
As I say, you just don't see them in black anymore.
No.
And the front lip and everything on this just makes it. In the interest of honesty, these are not my cup of tea normally. But it's nice to see a clean one. Another DC5, which we always approve of.
That's the boosted one, isn't it?
Is it?
Have a look at the front bumper.
Well spotted, sir, well spotted. Right, so Kenny was right. This is the boosted one, and we've just been told 430 brake on high boost. And like I said, one thing I do respect is look how subtle this thing is. I'd pull up next to the lights and think, yeah, I'll have him now. And no, that really wouldn't happen.
Indian NA one, yeah.
But that, really respect that, man, how clean that is. We always love an Evo, obviously. Evo Shaz on Instagram, give him a follow because this thing's cool as hell.
I love him,
and he's always supported us.
And he drives it on track.
And I was just going to say, if you're wondering why it looks a bit naked on the front, he does take this thing on track, and he did have a lovely carbon lip on the front. Yeah, that's not on anymore. He came off. You can still see Oh, it always pains me, genuine carbon. But I respect. It hasn't put him off. He still tears it around the track.
Really, and that's why I said that's the reason I sold mine, because I wouldn't drive.
Yeah, and he's there like, taking a track.
Yeah.
This,
big Voltex wing.
I love the Voltex wing. Carbon again. Carbon to any car guy is just like, oh.
I know, innit?
And go in the complete opposite direction. C62. I love. He's debadged it.
C220D.
Huh?
C, was it 220 CDI? No, I'm just joking. I'm messing.
I was like, oh,
That's
is it?
so subtle, though, isn't it?
It
That's
is.
what I mean. Like,
And that's, I mean, the fact that he's debadged it, fair play. And I was like, oh, is it? But I'm sure I heard a rev.
yeah,
a blip in the morning, so
I was just joking.
Wow.
That's insane.
That is wide body. Is that factory?
I don't know.
I hope it is, because the fit and finish is spot on.
I think it is, because of underneath the arches and everything. You will look at everything.
Yeah. Well, there we are then. Again, this is something we don't know about any high-end cars. We're not the greatest with, but that is cool. That is
high-end. It's an Alpha. I'm just joking. It's awesome, man.
I'm going to say high-end because I own a Mazda, so everything's high-end to me.
The thing is with Alphas, the styling, they always nail the styling.
Yes, and I can guarantee you the interior would be nice, and I can guarantee you this will sound phenomenal.
And I guarantee you a breakdown.
Yeah. So as we said, you've got the main arena just there, you've got the club parking outside and the public. I love places like this. Even the public parking.
I know, DB9.
But you know, I take it back. That does actually still look quite nice. That's the original DB9. That is slick. One of my favourite cars. Tom, I know you'll love this. Series 1 Elise in the right colour. This, cool. I have always wanted to drive one of these. This is on my bucket. You what?
Tell the one with the Peugeot engine.
Toyota, I think it was. The ZZ1 engine, I think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But this is on my bucket list. I want to drive, if not own, one of these one day. Right, now it's time to talk Skylines.
Yes.
Jay's R34, the wide body. Oh, man. There is something about an R34. I know this is one of your favourite cars.
Sorry, before I go any further. Tom, you keep saying you don't need a front lip on yours. Yes, you do.
I completely agree. That is what makes the front end on these. It's got like the Nismo-style bonnet and everything. And again, I like that it's not trying to be a GTR.
No, it's not.
It's an R34. It's a wide one. It's a wide one, the colour and everything. I love how like subtle the colour is, considering how crazy the car is. Right, I take it back. It's not subtle at all. Jay's just said in the sun, it has got like a holographic finish. But one thing I've just noticed, I knew it had wide wings, but the Nismo style, oh man, this car just gets better and better.
We love it.
And next to it, Mark's R32 GTR. Oh. Find one petrol head that doesn't go weak at the knees over these things. This is incredible. This is how an R32 should look. And that. Yeah, man, that makes me feel things.
I like
That's
that.
cool.
You always got the Vag boys in the background revving.
I know, we do apologise, but you know, they're everywhere. We can't stop that, unfortunately. This is something I wasn't expecting to see today in Omega. I haven't seen one of these for years. Look how clean it is. Wow, that is clean.
Sorry, going slightly off. One like the model before was the Senator, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, and then they come up with this, which is more modern. You're mad at it.
You're trying to be nerdy like me.
I know.
That is cool. I know a few people that appreciate that. That's awesome.
Sorry, that chatter.
Yeah. That is intoxicated.
And we're running over there.
Oh, look. There's a Porsche 911.
Wow.
Wow, this is awesome. We weren't forced to put this on the video.
No.
That was 50 Supercar Barn. And as a whole experience, I mean, it is technically a cafe, but obviously a lot of petrol heads come here just to see the cars that are here.
It's a pretty cool day, do you know what I mean? We've had some breakfast, we've had a look at some nice cars.
Yeah.
Had a good chat with a bunch of people. There's loads of people turning up, and I wasn't expecting it to be as busy as it was.
Yeah, so. And the good thing is because you've got the public parking and things like that, you know you're going to be greeted with some hypercars, but you never know what's going to be in the car park, so it's always an interesting one.
Like Porsches.
Yeah, that we weren't forced to put on. No, anyway, we would highly recommend coming here. We'll definitely be coming here again. So thank you again to TeamPH who invited us down. UJ, you're a legend.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
But I think that'll about do it for this one. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Ooh.